It's Tuesday evening, 26th of August. I've got a big red face on me. I think it's from no sleep last night, because it ain't from a bottle of whiskey. That's my mother used to say. You've got a big red face, were you drinking last night? Even when she has Alzheimer's disease, she still asks me that. Isn't it funny? So the chemo 3 was yesterday at about 1 o'clock. Finished at about 5:30. The last of the, not the last, but the mobile pump is here, which I realised wasn't doing its thing at all last time, for 46 hours, which is probably the reason I didn't sleep last night. But also planning business and businesses, primarily in the teaching game and recruiting teachers and obviously recruiting students or their parents that are willing to pay. I noticed yesterday, and I had the same reaction last time, that my jaws hurt when I was, well, not hurt, but ached a little bit when I was trying to eat. And also, I was putting fruit into my muesli this morning for my healthy start to the day. And the tips of my fingers were numb. I'd read somewhere in some channel or some research that this was an side effect of chemotherapy. It might have been a side effect of something else. I think it was chemo. It was a bizarre sensation. I had a plum and I had a knife in one hand and a plum in the other. And I started touching the plum and I thought, this plum feels like my skin. It felt very weird. Bizarre, actually. It felt very bizarre. So business is moving forward, and there's my flyer. If for those of you who don't know Russian, it says on the top, Преподаватель английского языка, which means English language teacher. It should say рядом at the end, but it doesn't, like near. and then it says отсканировать QR code, чтобы посмотреть мой видеопрезентацию на английском языке. It says scan the QR code so that you will see my video presentation in the English language. It's actually in the Russian language. But what's going to happen is, when people get the flyer, they'll go to my RuTube, which is the Russian YouTube. Guess what? They'll go to the Russian YouTube, and they'll actually see it in English and in Russian. So, excuse me, it doesn't make much of a difference. That's what's happening with the chemo. We're going to go ahead with the 4th chemo. It's scheduled for the 9th of September. I think that's Ross's birthday. I can never remember exactly. It's either the 8th or the 9th. Yeah, the 8th will be more bloods and BP tests to see how the analyses are going. I'll try to get another ozonetherapy in this week. I'm not too sure if I will, to be quite honest, but I'll try. Starting in schools, 2 schools next week also. One very close to home, like 10 minutes down the road by car. The other one's about 20 minutes, 30 minutes by car or by metro. So they're both convenient. They're not big schools, so there's not a lot of stress. I'm creating an Artist Way group now, which I'm going to do some marketing on. I'm also creating a Kaizen group. Those of you who I've known since 2000, 2001, 2002 might remember that I was part of a Kaizen group in Dublin, long before we were using AI and not even using the internet as much as we are now. Kaizen is Japanese for continuous and never-ending improvement, which involves resting when one should. And I'm going to call it the Kaizen 8, because 8 is infinity, and 8 is also my numerology number. And there's my 8, not exactly an 8, but it's close enough, that I tend to wear around my neck when I'm not wearing a mobile pump. So that's it. Business as usual. Side effects are minimal. Feeling good. Going to watch F1 now with Brad Pitt for about 2.5 hours. I might be asleep before it finishes. And listening to Joseph Murphy, The Power of the Subconscious Mind. If I remember the name correctly, I'll just check on Audible. It's very interesting. I mean, you know, the power of your subconscious mind. It's a good one. It's a very interesting book, and the power of our subconscious mind. You know, fake it till you make it, and I have abundance, and I have health, and that's what I write every morning. I don't have cancer. I don't feel like I have cancer. You know, some people say don't name it, don't talk about it, etc. But I'm feeling good, and I'm very thankful, and I'm very grateful. So, ciao of a Tuesday evening. As I said, I'm not going to put this across lots of social media channels, but it's on my own Telegram channel. It'll be on YouTube soon. So, thank you for your support. Lots of love. Good night.